you know, he has it or whatever. But then I get in the car and I noticed that, you know, he's like, yeah, I want to play this music for you. He turns up the music, but he didn't turn up the music on the speaker system on the car. He turns up the music on a Bluetooth speaker that's sitting in the middle console where we are.
Yeah,
Like
you know what I'm saying?
a Bluetooth speaker, a big box Bluetooth speaker.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
And we're listening to music and the Bluetooth speaker go out.
That
It
motherfucker
just
died.
went out.
Worst time, hey, worst time, and I was in the car looking like, damn.
He hands me his phone and he tells me to put the phone up to my ear while we ride. I'm like, okay.
He needs some milk.
What I expected. Just
Okay. And in what way? What were your expectations and what was the date?
it's just so initially I believe we had kind of like went over like what the idea of first date would be in the episode.
Yeah.
Well, where would you take her? What would be your first date?
To be honest, it's like a rooftop. I'm big on like sunset type of views, but it's a nice restaurant. I believe it's called like Pamela or something like that. They got like nice fire pits, and the food there is really nice. So, you know, type of vibe.
It sold me rooftop settings. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of smooth. Suave.
Right, because you had to pick between two guys, right? And
Right.
I had to ask them, okay, if you had to take her on a date, what would that date be? Okay.
Right. It seemed, you know, and I picked his option because it seemed like planned out, rooftop, nice. I was sold.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, and it just wasn't that. So
Okay. Did you guys go to a rooftop?
we did not go to a rooftop. No.
Okay. So what was the first date? Where'd you guys end up going?
We went to a movie,
Okay.
which is nothing wrong with the movies. Don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong with a movie. You know, especially if you're on some chill stuff, it's nothing wrong with a movie. I personally would not take someone on a first date to a movie. You know, that wouldn't be a first date for me. For a number of reasons. You know, for one, you can't really converse. You know, talk to the person because you're watching a movie the whole entire time. It's just, you know, and then I feel like it's like kind of high schooly, you know, unless you know, it's like I said, you just both just want to be on some chill stuff or whatever. But
I think he was right. Whenever it's like the first date, movie is low key, you feel me? Because you're trying to get to know the person, so maybe lunch, dinner, that would be better than movie comes later on, you feel me? When you get to know that person. Could be like a second date, third date. First date gotta be always lunch, something to eat, walk, because you're trying to get to know that person, so I feel what she's trying to say.
for the first date, you know, I just wasn't expecting the movie deal. But
Okay.
yeah, it was just a couple of things that happened like along the day that I just wasn't expecting. Like the whole thing, the whole picture that was painted for me, it just wasn't it.
All right, so Ishmael, she said she was expecting a rooftop date, all this stuff, but you guys end up going to the movies. You want to go ahead and get into that as well?
Absolutely, because
Shorty was trying to get some hibachi.
Bad bitch, 50 flow, ain't hibachi.
rooftops is definitely my thing, and that's definitely what I tried to do. But you know, according to her schedule, according to her situation she had going on, that's just what had happened. So it really wasn't what I had expected initially as well. To be honest, like I didn't expect to have to go like, you know, pick her up type shit. Like everybody's grown, we should have vehicles like that, different stuff. Like, you know, I'm not trying to talk no type of nothing. It was just certain situations that happened, you know. So I just wanted to be real about that because
Nah, you kind of wrong, of OG. Whenever it's first day, you gotta go pick the lady up. I think that's one of the things you gotta do. You gotta make her feel safe. Either get her an Uber if you don't want to go pick her up, you feel me? Or if you got a car. Because you gotta show you, like, you're interested. You feel me? Like, I would do that if it was me. I would send her an Uber if you don't want to pick her up or pick her up. Because I know in this day and age, everybody got a whips. But still, there's like that care, you know what I'm saying? Come on,
the rooftop
folks.
definitely could have happened. I spent more because I paid for the date. I spent more at the dine-in.
As you should.
Movies, so it's not just
As you should, brother.
the movie. We went to the dine-in movies, you know what I'm saying, where we ate and really enjoyed ourselves, you know what I'm saying. I heard my response, what I got was she enjoyed her time. She actually wanted another date, you know, to go out on another date. So, because we had connected for real. We connected and had some deep talks.
Yeah.
So she talks about that, like with the movies, but we had already had that, you know what I'm saying, because we had actually met up one time prior prior to that where I actually had to go to her again, you know what I'm saying, because of certain situations, you know, that I need to speak on. But I was just, you know, willing to do that. And I'm a very busy individual. I work during the day, I have a daughter, and I'm involved in a bunch of other stuff. So for me to make time, it's like, you know what I'm saying, like, so. But anyway, it wasn't really all what I expected, but I didn't really mind that. I'm like a real person. I don't really go off of like little things that I know that it's, you know, everybody deals with life, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not one to really be moved by something like that, you know.
Okay. All right. And so Kalavi, he kind of mentioned like he had to pick you up and things like that. He said you were having some car problems, or I don't know what was going on with that. He made it sound like it wasn't planned that you were supposed to be picked up, basically.
Yeah, so with that, that for about 2 or 3 days, I didn't drive my car.
Okay.
I didn't drive my car because I needed to get an oil change, and I just didn't want to drive my car. I knew that there was no oil in it. I know how to check my oil. My grandpa used to own his own shop. And so I learned, you know, a little bit about cars. Checked it, seen there was no oil in it, not driving it. So, you know, but we already made the plans. So, you know, I still wanted to, you know, kick it with him. So I'm like, okay, well, is it cool if you just come get me? So it's not like I have struggled with transportation or nothing like that. I've been driving since I was 12, having a car since I was 18. So anywho, that was that, right? And then as far as, you know, the scheduling and all of that, honestly, I feel like he's just saying, he's saying a lot, but not saying, he's really not saying much, you know. And what I mean by that is, first off, with the whole scheduling thing, I literally told him what my schedule was, you know, and I feel like after that, it's up to you to decide what, you know, how you fit in what, you know, as far as scheduling and where we go and things of that sort. You're the guy, you're planning the date, that's your job. You know, I told you my availability. I feel like what he chose to do is what he chose to do because that's what he wanted to do for whatever reason. Towards the end of the date, and after, you know, time went past, now I'm starting to think maybe that's all he could do. Like, not to be funny, but maybe that's all he could do. You know, we can't really do much, but you want to spend time with me, and, you know, keep it honest, you know, just keep it 100. Like, hey, look, I don't really have this or that, but right now I got a little situation going on. I do want to spend time with you. I just can't spend a whole bunch of money right now. Is it cool if we just do this, you know, and this is going to be the situation. And leave it up to me whether or not if I want to decide if I want to move forward with the date or whatever, or just talking to him or whatever the case may be. Don't choose for me by, you know, saying we're going to do rooftop, but it's the movies. And yes, it was dine-in, but it's AMC. Like, so I feel like when he said that part, like, don't try to do me. Like, it was AMC theater. We had chicken strips that was warmed up in a microwave. Like, and I'm not trying to be funny. I have no issues with eating chicken strips. That's not the point. My point is,
hey, my fault you chose chicken strips. Nasty ass shit, I told you.
It's just to be honest about your situation, because I feel like if you're, especially when you're initially getting to know somebody and you're in the beginning stages of dating someone or talking to someone, like talking, not dating, you should just be honest about who you are. By you being authentic, that's what's gonna sell. That's what's gonna draw me to you.
Was there anything like that happened, or you saw something that would make you think like, oh, this is all he can do right now?
It seems like he did some, I might not say wrong, but it's like there is something that irritated her for her to be saying that. You feel me? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, he still took you out. I mean, yeah, it was the movies. You didn't like that. That makes sense, but still.
Now is
yeah, it was just the little things throughout the day. And again, like, honestly, I personally thought it was funny, not in a ha type of way, like just funny, like, oh, this dude is wild, and like, why don't he just keep it 100? So first of all, when he pulls up, I wasn't expecting him to pull up in the car that he pulled up in. First and foremost.
Okay.
What was you expecting me to pull up in?
Right. So I was just not that. I just wasn't expecting that. For somebody to be talking and say, you know, the bag is there, and you know all of this type of
Hey,
talk.
go
and
check
then
out
you
the
got
episode and
your
rewind what I
appearance.
said. I said if the personality is there, the bag is there. So go rewatch that. What's more important to you, money or personality?
Personality.
I like that. I like that. I
And
see
that
your
and
hat.
that was a struggle because
Okay.
obviously I don't want to be broke.
No, I mean,
But
I was talking, you know, your personality good, the bag there. Bag was there.
rewatch it and you gonna
And
say
I'm getting senses of a
you'll
gold
hear
digger
him
talk about
say
that's what got you.
verbatim. Oh no, don't trip. Trust me, a
Right.
bag is there. But anywho, we not gonna do. Oh yeah,
So
I was.
What's wrong with the car?
I was-
What is
Yeah,
the
So
What
it's,
is
it's
it?
nothing. So it's just again, it's nothing wrong with it. It's just not what I was expecting. So he pulls up,
You
and
should not move off expectations. Come on.
what kind of car do you have?
Honda Accord,
What year is it?
2008.
2008 or 2000?
That's what I'm saying.
2000.
It don't matter what he is. Is it good? Like,
2008.
Okay, 2008. Okay. Well, anywho, so it was the car that I had like when I was like,
the whole purpose of a car is to get you from point A to point B, MG crew. As long as the car rides, is good. The year don't matter, even if it's 1991. As long as it does the job. It gets the job done, that's it.
younger. I think I was like 18 or something like
Okay.
that. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. One thing we have in common, we had the same car at one point. You know, he has it or whatever. But then I get in the car, and I noticed that, you know, he's like, yeah, I want to play this music for you. He turns up the music, but he ain't turn up the music on the speaker system on the car. He turns up the music on a Bluetooth speaker that's sitting in the middle console where we are. Like,
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
a Bluetooth.
My son is moving with a Hoopty with a GLD in the middle. Chill out, bro. Yo, never that.
Bluetooth speaker, a big box Bluetooth speaker,
You know
the
what
big
I'm
one.
saying? Hey, that's what you gotta do.
Nah, gangster, bro. That gave me some PTSD, bro. I remember my high school days, man.
So I'm like, okay, well, okay, I guess we rocking with the Bluetooth speaker today. So okay. So we riding, you know, bumping his music. Like he said, he does music, so he played his song for me. He plays his song for me, and we're listening to music, and the Bluetooth speaker go out. Poof,
That motherfucker
just-
died.
went out.
Worst time. Hey, worst time. And I was in the car looking like, damn. Hey, you know what happens. You know, hey.
It went out. So I'm like, oh dang, that's it. So I guess we gonna ride in silence and just listen to the wind. So
Yeah, that sound what he says.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Yo, never that, bro. You can't make this shit up. Chill out, bro.
it's like, nah, you know what? I got an idea. He hands me his phone and he tells me to put the phone up to my ear while we ride. And I'm like, okay. So just listen to the music like this, okay? I couldn't really hear it, mind you, because of the wind and all the ricochets. I couldn't hear much, but it is what it is. You know, I'm the type. I'm gonna adapt. I'm gonna adapt to the situation, so I adapted. Okay.
Kids out.
Stop it. Get some help.
Then we get to AMC, and you know, everybody knows when you park downtown, you know, in the garages, you got to pay for it
Right.
with a debit card. They don't take cash or nothing like that, right? So he turns and looks at me, you know, and I'm looking at him, and he looking at me, and he's like, I don't have a debit card. And I'm like, he was like, can I use your is it cool if I use your card? And immediately in my mind, my first initial thought was, why don't you have a debit card? I know there's millions of reasons as far as why he didn't have a debit card. I ain't judging at the fact that this man ain't got a debit card, but I am at the same time. Like, why you ain't got a debit card, bro?
Because
I'm like,
I
okay,
had
cool.
a debit card.
Sure, you can use my debit
Because
card.
I have a debit card. Like
You
with the
had a
cap.
debit card on deck?
I had a debit card on deck. The chip was malfunctioning. I need a new card, but I had a debit card on deck. So let's be real. But anyway, continue.
Oh, because I thought
Continue.
you said that it was something about your job, and that's why something was going on with your job. You just started or something, and you ain't had a
Yeah, I
debit
mentioned that how my direct deposit has switched, but that don't change the fact that I don't have a debit card.
Okay, well, he had
Make
a
that
debit
make
card.
sense.
The chip was broke,
Yeah,
malfunctioning.
make that make
Okay.
sense. Let's be real though, but continue.
All right, so
Okay.
so I hand him the debit card. I hand him the debit.
Bro, just like I said, you never had a debit card that day. I don't know why you going back and forth with the lady. She's being honest. Keep it cool, bro. You out here driving in a Hoopty. The same time you don't got a debit card. Bruh.
Card, and then the
And
total
his dead ass having an attitude. That's insane.
the total pops up. No, that was after the fact. My bad. I'm fast forwarding. Handing the debit card, he swipes it or whatever. So honestly, I don't remember if it was after the movies or before the movies when it showed the total. When he initially swiped it and it showed the total, or at the end when it showed the total. But anywho, it just kept sticking in my mind the fact that it was time to pay the fee, it was like $9 or $11 somewhere around there. And he was just like, oh, they taxing, like, oh, like he was upset about it. And he was like, oh, but it's cool. We gonna rock with it. But I'm thinking in my head, like, taxing.
I was upset.
Like, I don't know. It's little stuff. No debit card, taxing, Bluetooth speaker. It's everything just started adding up, right?
Okay.
So then we get into the movies. And, we're, getting the snacks and whatever and all of that stuff, right? I noticed that he grabbed some candy. he grabbed some candy and he sits it to the side, right? And he scans everything else, excluding the candy, right? So I'm like, I didn't say nothing. I'm just like, I'm all for it. Like, we go to the movies. It's like, look, because I'm all for taking snacks and stuff in the movies. I'm guilty of it. I do it all the time. If we go to the movies, I'm bringing my snacks in the bag. I got my own chips, my own candies. I'm not paying $75,
movie theater price.
Right. But I feel like, the fact that he kind of like sneak tip stole the candy, it made me think like, dang, can he just not afford the candy, or did he just, you get what I'm saying? Police! Just all added up. But I'm like, it would have been different if he said something like, hey, look, I'm not paying $5.75 for this candy. We about to steal this candy. And I would have been like, let's get it, put it in my bag or something. Like, but the fact that, it's just little stuff. So you asked me initially, what made me feel that way as far as, if I felt like he didn't have it or not. It was just little situations like that. And I actually felt bad about like getting snacks and stuff. Like, dang, what if this dude can't, afford the snacks? I feel bad for ordering an extra juice or something, or an icy. Maybe I should just drink water. Like, I don't know. So it's an uncomfortable situation. So it's just like I said, at the end of the day, I'm just looking for him to just keep it 100. If you don't got it like that, and you just don't got it like that, it's okay. Like, just be honest. Like, just be honest. Okay. That's all.
All right. So Ishmael, just to give you a chance to, say your piece.
Yeah,
as well.
bro. One thing that's not getting off my mind, the phone to the ear is insane, bro. But if the speaker dies, bro, you might as well just have a full blown out convo until you reach the place. I'm not finna tell Shorty, oh yeah, get the phone and put it close to your ear. Hell no, that is dead. We not doing that, bro. Never that.
It was facts, So again, if I hurt your feelings in any way, Ishmael, or
not at all.
if
Definitely
you feel
not at
played
all.
in any way, that's not.
Oh,
the case.
definitely not at all. I'm a gentleman.
That's not what I do. That's not my character at all. I'm not a gold digger, at all. I don't have a gold digger bone in my body. Actually, he said that I asked for a second date. That cap. Because when we were at the movies, this is one thing I didn't mention. When we were at the movies, he asked me. He asked me if I was gonna pay for the next date. Like, it was like, yeah, so this date is on me, the next one is on you, right? So I'm thinking in my head, no, like, that's wild. Like, no, I'm not finna pay for the next date. Like, I don't know, I just felt like it was a wild thing to ask me on a first date. I've never been asked that from a guy before, so it threw me off. So a second date, I never said that. As far as communication, like I said, I think Ishmael is a cool guy, conversation-wise. That's all it ever was.
Fool, you wildin'. If he dead asked her that, he's wildin'. Yeah, you tripping, bro. Bro, what? Nah, you tripping, brother. There's no way you asked her to pay for the next date. No, bro. It does not work like that. Come on, bro. You should I'm gonna be honest. You should never ask a lady to pay for nothing until you get to know her. Y'all must be really locked in for you to be uncomfortable to ask her whether she's gonna pay later on. You feel me? And then generally, you should not even ask that type of question. You feel me? Y'all should really be locked in. Like, I'm talking about, like, really locked in for you to be saying that. On your next day, saying that is like, it's kind of insane. It's crazy.
Crazy. She keeps saying all this good stuff about me.
That's diabolical. That is diabolical.
Saying how her experience wasn't what she thought it thought. So
Yeah,
you
explain
didn't.
why.
Let me talk now because it's my turn, right? So
Go
you. Let me ask you. When we had a conversation, not writing this interview, did you not say that you enjoyed your time with me and that you would like to go on another date?
Again, I did not say. I did not say another date, Ishmael, because I've already felt uncomfortable with the whole you asked me to pay for the next
That's
date
cap.
and then how the date just went overall.
All right, that's cool.
Now,
you
as far
answered
as
the
me
question.
having a good time,
You answered the question, so it's
as
my
far
turn to
as me
speak.
having a good time,
You answered the question.
I
This is my
thought that
turn.
it was cool for what it was. I thought it was cool for what it was. I feel like I would be lying if I said I had a terrible time, but I also feel like I'd be lying if I said I had the greatest time of my life because it was a movie. Like, how bad can a movie be?
Yeah.
I'm out.